Hi everyone, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. Thank you for your feedback on my readings, including the Australian election, where I look at the astrology chart as well as pull cards for Australian and other viewers as well, because these are universal themes that we're grappling with. And also an uptick in Biden's polls, which is welcomed and I think very much deserved, along with what the GOP, the opposition party in the US, might be planning for the midterms. Those readings are already there and uploaded. Wasn't planning on coming on today, but there has been I guess a huge breaking story in the US, which I do believe has the capacity to flow to us all, to all women, regardless of wherever we are, but particularly here in Australia and possibly even in the United Kingdom and Commonwealth countries, should conservative governments get in. And that is the leaking of a draft paper by Justice Alito, a very far-right justice, on saying that Roe versus Wade, which is the landmark anti-abortion, giving women the right and the choice over their own bodies as to whether or not they want to proceed with an unplanned, perhaps often even perilous pregnancy, giving women the right to choose what they want to do with their own bodies. Justice Alito has proposed to take that away in a draft paper outlining a majority decision. It's something that many have felt has been literally on the cards for some time. This is why what has motivated putting right-wing justices, indeed those with pretty significant religious ties, on the Supreme Court to do just this, to take away the pro-choice, the right of women to make that choice about their own bodies. Now, what am I? I am pro-choice. I always have been. I grew up with choice. I was with girlfriends, close friends who got themselves into situations where proceeding with a pregnancy would have been absolutely disastrous. So they had the choice to do that. So I've grown up. I've taken that choice for granted. Now it looks like it's not a fait accompli. Looks like in America that choice has been, or looks like it could be taken away from women. I have to say that since I've been going through the news media, my social media platforms, I've rarely seen this. When Trump was first elected, it came close. You had the women's marches. But I've just seen this absolute outrage, fear, and mobilisation coming from voters even now, and the Supreme Court hasn't handed down a final decision, which gives you an idea of what it might mean, what it might mean for the Republican Party in terms of voters mobilising and coming out to vote to deliver a Democratic Party win in the midterms in a big way. 69% of voters in the US want Roe, the landmark settled law that's been in place since 1973, giving women choice around whether or not they have an abortion. They want that to stay. It's a minority who don't. Now, I have some feelings about where this might be headed. I feel that ultimately the end decision does not overturn Roe, but does hand it back to the states. Now, which is the same thing in my book. How they do that, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think Alito's draft opinion is the final say here. It's an extreme version of a majority opinion. However, or a majority ruling. However, it will all boil down to the same thing, which is taking away that choice, knowing that red states have already enacted anti-abortion legislation. Some of it's becoming really extreme. People are saying if this is made law, if pro-choice is taken away, it will affect a whole lot of other things, including the right to contraception. Could even go as far as interracial marriages and same-sex marriages as well. So we've seen all of these things come under assault in the red states from extreme type of point of views. And we have the Strength card here. It will just mobilize. It is just going to mobilize. Mobilize. So let's get started without any more preamble. Will they overturn Roe? That's the ultimate question. The decision is due sometime in June. Will the Supreme Court of the US overturn Roe? Will they take away the woman's choice, pro-choice, about whether or not they proceed with an unplanned and what could be a perilous pregnancy? Will they overturn Roe? So we have the Six of Cups going back to the past. Now that's interesting, can be, this kind of regressive, but it can also be the past might hold. Let's see what we've got here. Challenging that is the Knight of Cups. So, yeah, there is. I do believe that the final decision will be, let's just say, watered down. That's my feeling. Alito's is an extreme view, but we have the Six of Swords here as the foundation of the reading, and that's moving away from troubled waters. So, I do believe that the end result may not be as draconian as Alito will paint it. Seven of Wands in the past, defending oneself. It's been under attack for as long as I've been following American politics. And those American politics affect our politics. And in my state, we had a vote on abortion. At that time, we had a woman governor, a woman premier, and that motion was defeated in our parliament. But the fact it even got up in, I think it was 2020, somewhere around that, was cause for alarm even then. So we have the sun here in the sky. So we have some kind of breakthrough, I feel, coming. Interesting, the sun card also has this pregnant woman here as well with children. This is about women, okay? It's about how we make choices about our bodies, our futures. Will it be overturned? Now we have the Ten of Wands. It's going to be not as easy as what they have thought. But it's also, on the other hand, could be a struggle here to retain it. Six of Pentacles, the big question is around the dark money in court, but there are a whole lot of other considerations that if this becomes law, it's like opening up a Pandora's box, because it will affect so many other facets of the law. This one decision, it's a Pandora's box. And so we see here also, I do believe, what help, if you're going to force a woman to carry a child to term, what help are you going to give them? I mean, is child support there? Is, I think one pundit on Twitter said, well, if someone's carrying a US citizen, can they be deported? I mean, if someone is being forced to out of pro-choice on religious grounds, then what does that mean for other parts of the law? There's so much here. Can they get insurance? I mean, if this is a state decision and their choice is taken away, I mean, it's just a Pandora's box. The King of Swords here in the outcome. So there's a plan, there's a strategy. This is air energy. This King of Swords is quite mature in some ways. This is also the legislator. So there's going to be the truth here It's not just as simple as let's overturn a 1973 law. There's a whole lot of questions that will flow from this, and they'll land fairly and squarely at the GOP's doorstep. 8 of Wands in the hopes and fears. Again, I've not seen such full-on feeling, passion and motivation. Already they're gathering outside the Supreme Court. I feel it's even stronger than when Trump was elected. It's fundamental. It's something very heartfelt. They haven't seen anything yet, is what I'm getting to. The GOP haven't seen anything yet. Now, the Hangman, will it be overturned? This is telling me it'll be paused, it'll be stopped. It's not necessarily a fait accompli that it will be. The Emperor has control here. The Emperor has control. Now, that could be, some sort of... Who's in control? Justice Roberts? Because of this leak, prejudicing opinions now could just stop it. Somehow it could be stopped. This could also be some kind of action. The Emperor is the president. I'm not sure what Joe Biden could even do. This could also be governors in their own states legislating to protect pro-choice. Something is being stalled. It's not as the GOP or the religious alt-right will have you think, but I think it comes from both Biden and Roberts. Something is stopped. I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to proceed in some way. I don't know how it's going to work, but the Hangman says pause, stop. The Emperor taking control. The Hangman's clarified by the Emperor, and the King of Cups is my card for the President. There's just something here. Is it codification of Roe? It's not going to end up as extreme as what you think it's going to be. I'm just going to say that. I have no idea how that's going to work. But we have a hell of a lot of anxiety here. It's palpable. Inevitability. The devil. What was inevitable about this? What is the devil? And I was telling my husband this morning, he said it's almost like the Ku Klux Klan is still in power. And I thought, well, hang on, that's about race. And then I thought, well, no, Ku Klux Klan, yes, it was. But these were men taking control. These were this devil energy. And it seems to be, it's here again. And we have the Judgment and the 7 of Pentacles. It was always going to be reviewed. And it shouldn't have come as a surprise, although it has. It's never, something's going to happen. You go into denial, and then it happens. But this is really, really, really strong energy. So I'm going to say that it won't end up Alito's way. No, something's going to be paused about it, and I'm not sure what that is. Is it my feeling that they will just hand it back to the states, couch it in states' rights? It's not our decision to make. It's up to the states. Federally, and the court doesn't have a role here. Is this what they're going to do? Will it be handed back? So it's like sort of a null decision, is what I'm seeing. Like, we don't have a role here. It is settled law, but it is also settled. States' rights are also settled law. It's something like that. Anyway, it's all right. Let's see. Which would make it very difficult for a national ban on abortion. Okay, so it's going to be quite bad for the Republicans. Okay, so will they handball it back to the States? Which is really what they've done. They might not release anything, really. They might just release a one-liner saying we haven't overturned anything, it's up to the state. We do acknowledge state rights. We've got the government, the Hierophant, the courts as the signifier card, leaving people out in the cold. They know the Pandora's box they've opened up. Wealthy Republican daughters will just fly to another state, or even, fly to another state, do what they have to do. But those without money or means, they're creating a poverty trap. I mean, this is just... It's also the people who feel they've been left out, always left out from whatever government or court does. There's no justice. I don't matter. I'm not seen. The Eight of Pentacles. There's going to be a lot of mobilisation, a lot of work here, leading also up to the midterms where they hand it back to the states. Queen of Swords in the past. Remember, Justice Brown Jackson is also going to be giving her opinions as well. Queen of Swords in the past. This is also Coney Barrett from memory. I think she's a Sagittarian, but she's got something. She's got a lot of planets. She's got her rising sign as Libra, or moon's in Libra, something around that as well. The Ace of Swords in the sky, clarity, something new. Yeah, I think it is going back to the States. The Hermit, isolation, review. I just see that. Look at that card. I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot. The Ace of Cups, overflowing emotions, new starts as well. Something new is happening here. The environment around is the decision. The Two of Swords, the decision to be made. Hopes and fears. I mean, this is the death of Ro. Whatever they do, ending. So I've got an ending here. It's going to be handed back to the States. Ace of Swords. Something new is occurring. We've got past precedent coming up here. And the Chariot, past precedent. Something moving very, very quickly. Death card, the ending of something. Will it be handed back to the States? Death, the ending. Yeah, of course, the Moon. And the Hanged Man. And the lies and deceit here. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. Let's get a clarification on the Death card, clarified by the Six of Cups. Progress sort of is being ended. There's something new here. I'm going to say they do hand it back. So we have the Two of Pentacles. It is a very risky proposition. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. This is wealth, independence, can be luxury, and the Page of Pentacles moving forward. So it's really grey at this time as to how this is going to unfold. But we've got a victory and the Ten of Pentacles. I do believe it is going back. It is going back to state legislatures. And we've got something here that we can't see just yet. So how they do it, not overturning Roe, but also acknowledging state rights, which ultimately will mean that there will be no national ban on abortion that I can see at this time. Now, the critical question here is, will Justice Alito's draft opinion and whatever the Supreme Court of the US does between now and June, will this influence and mobilise the electorate to vote Democrats? Will this influence, mobilise the electorate to vote Democrats in the midterms? So we have the Three of Pentacles. This is plans, alliances, working in a team. This is mobilization. 3, 3, 3, 3, solutions, 3 of Wands. So these are two very strong cards saying that the Democrats will mobilize. Yeah, as I said in my community post, young people and women and trans and every other minority group is being mobilized here. People coming together, forming alliances. This is powerful stuff. The High Priestess, our intuition. People's intuition, which equates to their fear, their anxiety, their worry, but also their passion, their motivation, their imagination, their mobilization is being... There's a spiral in that ball there, is being activated. That's the foundation of this question. King of Wands, the state legislatures passing all their anti-abortion bills. The Six of Wands, victory is in the sky, crowning this reading. All is not lost. Manifestation, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Knight of Swords. It's going to be like something we haven't really seen. It'll be men, it'll be women, it'll be boys, it'll be Two of Cups, commitments, contracts, to the truth, to mobilization. You haven't seen anything yet. The Fool card, in the hopes and fears. A new start. 9 justices. Whatever. 60 senators. The King of Cups. Midterms will be a win for the Democratic Party. Emotional intelligence. The reading I did yesterday, well, I did it the day before, and I released it yesterday, before this Elite Justice Alito's memo or opinion was released. And I got the Tower card for the GOP in the midterms. I thought this was January the 6th. It's a lot more than that. This is Biden's card. It's the outcome card. 7 of Pentacles. Those that were on the fence will be reviewing their decisions now. And we've got government. So they want good, intelligent, emotionally intelligent government. They don't want this what we've been seeing coming out of the US. There's so much disappointment, but there's also celebration and a coming together here. Why? Because something has died. Something has ended. The death of a settled law in America is extremely significant. Now, many have said, was this a Democratic clerk that released this, or was this a conservative? Anyone who assumes a politically democratic clerk of the Supreme Court released this, you'd be assuming that. So, 2 or 3 cards on each. Let's see what the cards say. Was this a Democratic clerk that released this? I'm not so sure. Death, ending. The Tower. Ooh. The 5 of Swords, abuse of power. Oh my goodness. Well, these are no cards, but look what we got here. Oh my goodness gracious me. It's just I don't want to I don't want to understate just how the strong feelings I'm getting around this whole overturning row. Feeling that I have here. This is really deep bedrock stuff. The Death card, wanting to end something, bringing down the Tower. Why? Because there's been an abuse of power here. Ooh. Hanged Man. Queen of Cups. Resignation. Wow, whoever did this was... Anyway, let's see. Equally, all of those could be applied to a conservative clerk. Let's see what cards we get for the conservative clerk. Was this a conservative clerk that released this? Could have been neither, actually. Was this a conservative person? When I say clerk, it might have been someone else in the office, you know, like not necessarily a clerk. I don't know who has access to the photocopier. Was this a conservative that released this? Was this a conservative ideologue that released this? Seven of Swords, lies, deceit, taking something that doesn't belong to you. The Star card, hope. You know what? The Nine of Pentacles, independence. What is this? The Two of Wands, something coming to fruition in time. Queen of Wands, bravery. It certainly was a woman. Okay. Was this someone of no political persuasion who cares about the ending of Roe? Was this someone of no political persuasion who cares about the ending of pro-choice? Was this someone of no political persuasion? Nine of Pentacles, independent. It looks like an independent. The Hierophant and the High Priestess, unknowable intuition. And the Three of Cups, more than one person here. I don't think this was a Democrat or a Conservative. I really don't. I think it was a young person who cared about the overturning of this law. There's my reading. What I get. Bye for now.